Hi and hello, it's your old pal Woody Cincy, and welcome once again to the Cover 2 podcast. Today we've got a special, as we're going to be talking about Crais' team rankings for Madden 17. We're going to talk about a rules quiz that's going to be required for every member to take, and then we're going to run down the playoff picture, starting with the AFC and then finishing with the NFC. Alright, so let's start talking right now about Crais' power rankings, and once again, this has nothing to do with your user ability, this is just to do with the team rankings as we start. So you can see the Green Bay Packers are rated 85 overall, be an interesting team to start off with. And then you got the Tennessee Titans, who are going to be super fun to use, but they have a mobile quarterback. They've got a pretty young, solid team all over the place with Marcus Mariota. Too bad they have Boone as their owner. In shocking thing, I think starting off with the Arizona Cardinals being ranked number 1, that's a bit of a surprise, and the Vikings being number 2. I really think that the Carolina Panthers, even though they don't have Josh Norman, I think that they probably will be starting off with the best overall roster. I don't know about the best user, but definitely the best overall roster. A shocking thing to me is that they put the San Francisco 49ers at number 32 instead of the Cleveland Browns. I think both of those teams should be probably in the bottom, but overall this is a really solid list. It doesn't have anything to do with where you'll finish, but I think it'll be interesting to see where you start and where you finish. You can see the Kansas City Chiefs have an 85 overall, and you can't forget about those Denver Broncos that we already looked at over there with the 91 defense. Obviously, they just have to get that quarterback fixed. So the last part of this that we're going to be talking about is the rules quiz. Okay, so what's the rules quiz? The rules quiz is pretty simple. We created, and I mean Brian and Jim worked on this to create 14 questions to make sure everybody was understanding the rules. And this is not just for new members. Every member is going to be required to take this quiz in order to get an invite for Madden 17. The reason for the quiz is pretty simple. We have a lot of people that skim over the rules, join, and then play sim, and then at the last minute, they're losing, and so they break some of the rules, and then they say, well, they've never been aware of it. So we wanted to make sure we sent a quiz out there. It's open notes. You can use your notes. You can go through it and read it. You can take it 50 times. We don't care. We just want you to go over the rules so that you don't break the rules and use the excuse that you didn't understand that was a rule. If you have any questions, you can PM me, Brian, Jim, Dan the man. You can Nick, Andrew, or Sean, if you have any questions about the rules quiz, but it is required. Good luck on taking that quiz. All right, let's finish this off strong as we're going to be talking about the AFC playoff picture and the NFC playoff picture. So let's start talking immediately about the AFC. We have 3 teams that are all 9-3, but only 2 of them can go and have that first round bye. So right now it looks like the Bengals and the Titans have that first round bye, as both of them are 9-3, followed by the Chargers, Bills, Jags, and the Browns at 8-4. I can't believe that. But here's the kicker here. We've got the Colts at 7-5, the Steelers at 7-5, the Chargers at 7-5, and the Ravens at 7-5. And we have a lot of them playing each other. So who knows where the playoffs will go. My prediction is always going to be that my money's on Andrew getting through the playoffs or Jim making that playoff run. All right, now we're going to transition to the NFC. Alright, so now let's start talking about the NFC picture. It definitely looks like it's going to be interesting in the NFC West, as we've got the Seahawks and the Rams that are going to be battling it out to see who can get that first round bye. And then you have the Redskins, who I think they win one more game against the Cowboys, and they definitely secure that first round bye. And the interesting thing is the NFC South. They have so many teams that are all in reach. You got the Panthers at 6-6 who are on auto, so we definitely look for one of those teams to go up there and get that next playoff win over them. And then obviously we've got the Vikings that are 7-5, and Crais is one of the better users. You've got the Cards that are still in the playoff hunt with 7-5. You've got the Packers at 7-5. It's going to be an interesting playoff race. Thank you so much for joining me for the podcast, Cover 2 podcast. I hope you guys watch the Mike and Ike show and tune in to the next major playoff TV show that we have next week on XCFL Primetime. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day, everybody.